Hi, in this video I'll be sharing with you how exactly I made this analysis and I'm in this trade. First, you need to understand the structure of this market, and looking at this price has been in a downtrend. So price has been giving us a series of a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and so on and so forth. So two things happen here. First, there is a liquidity that has been sitting in this zone. So all of these points are liquidity zone. So there is a liquidity sitting here, which I want you to take note of. So there are liquidity that are sitting in that zone. And remember, liquidity is money. So, and if you look towards your left, you realize that there is also a liquidity that was sitting here before. There is a liquidity that was sitting here at this top. There is an internal liquidity there. This internal liquidity was taken by the pullback of this price. Okay? So this price that pulled back here took away, this bullish candle took away this liquidity that was sitting here. This particular bullish candle took away all of this liquidity that was in that zone. Hence, it becomes our institutional candle. So, when this particular candle we are seeing now took away this liquidity, all of this liquidity that was built in here, it took away those liquidity, and in taking away that liquidity, it comes to mitigate inside of this institutional candle. So that becomes a mitigation of this candle. Now, because this liquidity was taken, it comes to mitigate that particular candle. And then when it mitigated, look at what happened. We had this candle's behavior. First, we had this rejection of price from those zones. Rejection, rejection. And then you can see bearish rejection, bearish rejection, bearish rejection. So we begin to see this bearish momentum coming in. Then now we had this, it was rejected. Then we had this as well. And then at the close of this candle was where my entry now came in. Right? So that is how I was able to get into that sell. Now, how do we do the other analysis? Now, if I sell to this point, I'll be looking for opportunity to buy back from this zone to the upside. The question is, why will I buy? And what is my buy confirmation? Remember, price was giving us a what? A lower low, a lower high, and a lower low. So based on what we are seeing now, this is a break of structure. Price has broke structure, so we'll have our BOS. Now that price has broken structure, it means that this candle took away all of this liquidity that was sitting here. So those liquidity were taken by all of this movement in this zone. So we now had our next point of interest. So our POI becomes this zone. And again, if you look carefully, we have an imbalance here. So this is an imbalance, and because of that imbalance, we can extend this a little. Good. So we have that imbalance. So what do we want to see? Price has already taken this liquidity, so we are expecting price to sell into this zone in order to mitigate this institutional candle that took away this liquidity before it went to break structure here. So price should come down, mitigate this candle, give us a buy signal, and then continue now to give us a new higher high, and then this will become a new higher low. So that is exactly what we are looking at. So we now know that this sell we are coming down with is not going to create a new lower low soon, because already we had a breakout structure. So we're only looking for opportunity to come in so that we can mitigate and then continue to the upside. So this is how effective, this is how simple you can apply this concept. I believe you have gained value. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to get notified when we upload our next video. Thank you and see you in the subsequent video.